Shantavallabheshwara-samarambam Nityanandeshwari-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis, Srimahans, Mahants, Tanedars, Kotaris, owners of Sarvanyapeta, visitors, viewers, sitting in Nityananda Sabha in Varanasi and through Nityananda TV all over the world, and Sadhana TV, Ara TV, Nakshatra TV, and two-way video conferencing. The city is sitting with us, having Nayanadiksha. Morris Plains, New York, Houston Adinam, Dubai Adinam, Hyderabad Gupta Kashi, Puduvai Adinam, Guadalupe Adinam, Oklahoma Adinam, Seattle Adinam, Kuala Lumpur Adinam, St. Louis Adinam, San Jose Adinam, Los Angeles Adinam, Montclair, California, Ohio Adinam, Toronto Adinam, Vancouver, Canada, and some more cities are joining. Indrani, New Jersey, Phoenix Adinam, and some more cities. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I'll expand on Isavasya Upanishad. Usually when I come to Varanasi, I speak on Kathopanishad. This time I decided I'll continue on Isavasya Upanishad because last time we couldn't spend much time on Kathopanishad. I was expanding on 14th verse of Isavasya Upanishad. Please recite along with me. Sambodhim cha Vinasham cha. Actually, I am uttering only one word. One word easily all of you can listen and repeat. You don't have to feel intimidated. Oh, Sanskrit, I don't know. I am not giving you long words. Please understand, these sounds are very powerful. They can sit inside your inner space, go on purifying you. They are like powerful inner purifiers. So listen and recite. Sambodhim cha Vinasam cha Yastat Vedo Bhayagumsaha Vinashena Mrityum Tirtva Sambodhyam Mritamashnute. Just simple two line. It's the 14th verse of Isavasya Upanishad, the first Upanishad. I'll give you a translation. One who cognizes the pure essence of these both, The imperishable consciousness, the cause of manifestation, and destructible, the perishable, manifested entities. Simultaneously, such a person completes with the fear of death and transcends death by worshipping or by knowledge of the perishable entities and reaches the imperishable consciousness, celebrates the nectar of immortality and bliss, the eternal space of oneness. Now listen. It's a literal translation I read out. The key word in this whole Upanishad, you need to understand what Upanishad is trying to convey it to you. Listen. Listen intensely what Upanishads are trying to convey through this to you. The first thing, the key word, what you are worshipping in your life. Please understand. Here worshipping does not just mean in front of whom you bow down, in front of what you bow down, what you think as goal of your life, what you remember again and again. Please understand. You may be bowing down in front of Shiva deity for money, then you are worshipping money. Whether it is right or wrong, don't bother now. First let us diagnose, understand what you are worshipping in your life. You may bow down in front of any god, goddess, guru, but what you think as the essence of your life, what you think as the lakshya of your life, that is what you are worshipping. I tell you, if you do not have any goal, just living, then be informed you are worshipping confusion and darkness. Now there are many people, I am telling you. They think, let us drag on the life. At one day something will happen. Everything will become all right. No. You are worshipping darkness and confusion. If you are not standing up for yourself, you are only worshipping darkness and confusion. The key concept in this Upanishad is, what are you worshipping? Listen. When Upanishads say, Sambudinja vinasancha yastatveto bhayagunsaga vinashena mrityum dhirtva Sambudyam mritamashnute. What you think as your goal, what you think as the essence of your life, what you think towards which you are moving, in your life, you are worshipping that. Remember, listen, understand you are worshipping that. Today I wanted Vakyartha Sadas on this subject. All the Gurukuls, Vakyartha Sadas groups all over the world take up this subject. What are you worshipping in your life? What you think as goal of your life? For some people, it may be money. For some people, it may be pleasures. For some people, it may be name and fame. For some people, all of this part, little. For some people, just confusion. I tell you, there are people who worship confusion. How you bring any problem, I'll find solution. I have some people, you bring any solution, they will find a problem for it. No, I have some people. Even in my own Sangha, I have some people. You bring any solution, they will find problem out of it. I call them confusion worshippers. Worshipping confusion. Worshipping the status quo. Worshipping the inaction. Worshipping the non-transforming, stuck-up space. Understand? Stuck up. Just stuck. Without moving in the life in any direction is hell. That is hell. Stuck without moving in any direction. Confusion worshipping. First find out what are you worshipping in life. Second, how much is consciousness and how much is materialistic, perishable. Look in, find out how much is imperishable and how much is perishable. What is imperishable, which you are worshipping in you? What is the perishable, which you are worshipping in you? For example, some part of you may feel, I think I should have name and fame, recognition, money, all pleasures in the life. And some part of you, yes, but all this is not going to be the end. I need to be achieving something eternal which does not move, which cannot be taken away. Just see How much of you wants perishable? How much of you wants imperishable? Sambudhim cha vinasham cha yastatvedo bhayagum saha vinashena mrityum tirtva sambudhyamritam ashnude. Somebody asked Buddha, Buddha, how you see your Sangha growing in the future? He says very beautifully, if my sannyasis are able to inspire the truth of imperishable on the grihasthas, what I want will happen. The other way, if the grihasthas are able to inspire the sannyasis about the perishable, it will happen as they want. Understand? Very simple word. Even in our Sangha, I can just shout out names. Straight away I can shout out names. Instead of sannyasis impressing, inspiring the people about the imperishable, grihasthas have inspired the sannyasis about perishable. Of course, ultimately one truth is, how much of perishable is inside you, how much of imperishable is inside you, that decides whether you are going to be a sannyasi or grihastha. That's the truth. It is your strength and the amount of imperishable you worship, the akshara, undying component of you, which is the strength, I tell you. Imperishable is the bone structure of the cosmic law. When your inner infrastructure is dependent on the imperishable truths, you will never collapse. If your inner infrastructure is dependent on perishable, you will never stand up. You are just few kg flesh without bone. Maybe a beans bag. Beans bag wearing jeans, that's all. Nothing more. It is your decision to worship the imperishable. It is your decision to stand on the imperishable. If your inner thinking structure is built on imperishable, you are a man with bone. You are a person who has grown up. Death is a question which can never be answered. Life is an answer which can never be questioned. Understand? Listen. Death is a question which can never be answered. Life is an answer which can never be questioned. Because the truth of death is established on imperishable. if you build your life while you are living on imperishable, the death does not happen to you as you understand. And life, if you build it on perishable, it never happens to you as you want. Let the life be built on imperishable, akshara, indestructible. All your strategies about life, whether it's a short term or long term, do it with a clarity. I am the imperishable soul, consciousness. When you want to take up a job, take it up from this. Is this job or career which I am taking it up, will it help me to open up my imperishable strength? Or let me learn how this can open up my imperishable strength and do it from that context. Understand? Any job on the planet Earth can be done from this context. You may be a doctor, engineer, even lawyer. Even lawyer can function from the context of imperishable. Discovering the context of imperishable for your career, for your job, all your major decisions of life is what I call living enlightenment. Anything you do in your life from morning till night and even after night, anything you do in your life, whether it's as a short-term goal or a long-term goal, short-term strategy or a long-term strategy, if it is done from the context of imperishable, you are living enlightenment. Learning that is what I call completion. Aligning to that is what I call authenticity. Remembering that is what I call responsibility. Understand, ultimately, every day when you apply the Bhasma, remember, everything seen, perceived by you is perishable. Every goal you have is perishable. Just to remind you, your forehead is full of perishable. You are asked to apply the Bhasma. Inside is full of perishable. When you understand inside full of perishable, you will know how to catch the imperishable. I tell you, don't be afraid at all. If I start working with imperishable, suddenly will I lose attachment with my family? Will I lose attachment with my job? Will I lose attachment with my goals of money, name and fame? What I want, understand? When you put your strategy on imperishable, the only one will be lost from you, that is suffering. Nothing else will be lost. Nothing else will be lost. Purifying your logic with the truth of imperishable, greasing your inner happenings with the truth of imperishable will remove all the sufferings and frictions. If you grease your inner happenings with the truth of imperishable, all sufferings, frictions inside will melt away, will disappear, will be destroyed. Sambudhim cha vinasham cha yastat vedo bayagum saha vinashena mrityum tirtva sambudhyamritam. Don't go on be running. Stop at some times. Stop some time. Look, are you moving 100% out of imperishable, or are you moving 100% out of perishable? What is it that is driving you? What is it that you are worshipping? What is it that you are looking for? What is it that is making you go mad? What is it that is driving you? Sambodhim cha vinasam cha yastat vedo bayagum saha vinashena mrityum tirtva sambodhyamritam. I can see the courage and confidence in the voice of the Upanishadic Rishi who uttered this statement. The guy must have built not just his bone, even the muscles on imperishable. Even his muscles will be singing the song of imperishable. If you are going to get married, see how I can express my imperishableness. If you are going to take up a job, see how I can express my imperishableness. Even if you are going to take up enriching, listen. All the volunteers, listen. Whoever is suffering with tiredness and boredom, you are suffering because you built your inner infrastructure on perishable. No. Whether short-term goal or long-term goal, whether you plan become an enricher for your whole life, or are you enriching just for this December IA? Build yourself on imperishable truths and concepts. Whether you are planning to become an enricher whole life, or whether you are planning to enrich only this Nityanandoham 1008, listen. Let your decision to be enriching, words about enriching, the whole happening be rooted, established, founded on the truths of imperishable. Let it be on the great principle of authenticity. Shraddha Vivecha. Let it be established on the powerful principle of Shraddha, imperishable. I tell you, confusion is the worst perishable, understand? Even if you are running behind a pleasure, at some point you will have little pleasure and you will have little disappointment. But if you are running behind confusion, it is suicide. Suicide, not just physically, it is physical, mental, spiritual suicide. I tell you, the people who are stuck, even in our own Sangha, I can give a long list. Starts with Sharadananda from Salem. Don't celebrate, I uttered your name. If I uttered your name in the right list, you can celebrate. I am uttering your name in wrong list. It's a long list. Stuck in confusion. I tell you, if you are stuck in confusion without breaking, if you are worshipping confusion, you are worshipping the ghost fantasies. Either your lusty fantasies have become more powerful than your ability to work with the reality, or your fear fantasies have become more powerful than your ability to work with the reality. Understand? Sometimes your lust and greed becomes so extreme, you think, even if I work and achieve, I will be able to achieve only 10 crore in a year, but I wanted 10,000 crore. You are stuck, dead. That's a lusty greed fantasy. Paralyzing your reality. And same way, the fear fantasies paralyzing your reality. I don't know what will I do. Even if I do this, it will become end of the day only failure and collapse. Then what? The fear fantasies paralyzing your reality. Whether fear fantasies or lust, greed fantasies, paralyzing your reality and collapsing you, not letting you function. Is what I call worshipping confusion, getting stuck. Getting stuck. Whenever you are stuck, look in and raise yourself, break free from lusty fantasies or fear fantasies with which you are stuck. Even living with Guru, if you don't break your worship of confusion and evolve, I tell you, for lives you will be stuck in this confusion and hell. You may just commit suicide, take birth, just to plan to commit suicide, then take birth, just plan to commit suicide. It's like you will grow up just to build a pattern strong enough to give you the strength of committing suicide. And by 30 you will have enough reasons to commit suicide. Then again, grow up to 30 just to build reasons why you should commit suicide. And die. Then again, build reasons why you should commit suicide. Your life is just trying to find reasons why you should not live. That's what I call building on fear fantasies. Same way the lusty fantasies. When it becomes too much, when it becomes unrealistic, when it becomes impractical, it paralyzes you. It just does not let you move. You are stuck in confusion. Back to basics. Analyze, what are you thinking? What is moving you? What are you worshipping? What is in the center of your heart? Paint it. Don't try to paint Shiva. Find out why you are worshipping Shiva. That only you are really worshipping. I call it gambling bhakti. People come and tell me, Swamiji, if you do this for me, I know you are incarnation. As if I am waiting, I have to prove me to them. Gambling devotion. So they gamble. If you do this, this. If you do this, this. Swamiji, if you give me 10 crore in lottery, I will accept you are enlightened. Or if I give 100 crore, you will accept I am incarnation. If I give 1,000 crore, then you will accept I am a god. So I have to establish my godhood by giving 1,000 crore to you in lottery. Understand, when the devotion, feeling connection happens, you being showered with what you want is different. When there is a gambling game is going on, your so-called devotion is different. When you build your mind on perishable, your life will be logical. If you build your mind on imperishable, your life will be magical. That's all is essence of today's satsang. Whether you want to live a logical life or magical life, you decide. The subject for today's Vakyartha Sadas, how much is imperishable in you? How much is perishable in you? Today I also have a very important announcement. The whole Nityanandoham 1008 program will be me working on your bioenergy. Please understand. In Shivoham process, I use sound and light, means verbalization and visualization, to awaken your bio-memory. When I awaken your bio-memory, all your possibilities are awakened. But now in the Nityanandoham 1008 program, in that Nityanandoham process, I am going to use sound and light and everything to work with your bioenergy. Please understand, when I awaken your bio-memory, all your possibilities will be awakened. When I awaken your bioenergy, all my possibilities will be awakened. The key point is your possibility and my possibility. You, me. The difference between Shivoham and Nityanandoham is you, me. Shivoham is your possibilities. Nityanandoham is my possibilities. That's all is the difference. In Shivoham, I awaken your possibilities to you. In Nityanandoham, I awaken all my possibilities in you. It's going to be happening in Andaman Islands. It's a part of India. In Andaman Islands, we are planning. We started the 2012-2015, the conscious shift in cruise and landed in island. Started in ocean and landed in island, means world is saved. Understand? The conscious shift, 2012 to 2015. The 2015 December Nityanandoham 2008 is the last flight. Don't miss it. Last flight in the conscious shift. Don't miss it. So Shivoham is awakening your biomemory, awakening your possibilities. Nityanandoham is working on your bioenergy, awakening your bioenergy, awakening all my possibilities in you. My possibilities in you. So don't miss the last flight of 2012-2015 conscious shift. With this, I move to the next segment of the morning satsang, Kalpatar Darshan. All the Kashivasis who have come to have darshan can gather. I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Advaita, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nityananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.